Good evening, Des Moines, Iowa, and the world. Welcome to the Doc and Lefty program, coming to you, as always, every Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30 on the webcast1live.com studios in lovely post-industrial North Des Moines. This is Lefty. As always, we're bringing you the perspectives you love from the sides you hate, and across the table, he's back after a 4.5-month hiatus. I can't believe it. The big man himself, my main partner in crime, wearing a tie-dyed t-shirt that would make Jerry Garcia proud, Dr. Patrick Bertroche. Doc, I love you, man. You know that I do, and I missed you.
Oh, I missed you too. And that's why I'm wearing my apparently gay pride shirt. I had no idea it was a gay pride shirt. I'm like, well, who in the world told you that? Well, that's what they wear at gay pride. No, I don't think they wear this. This is full on tie-dye. Now, it looks like my heart has been cut out of me, and it has been. And I'll tell you why. Because I have let Lefty run the show for 2 weeks, and all I smell is a heap of liberalism. And it's just tearing my heart out.
Yeah,
right
yeah, it does.
It'll be an interesting show because you can see the Capitol right through me.
That's because Iowa's in your heart, man.
It is. Right there.
I mean, I like to maintain a level of professionalism where if I accidentally wear green to the studio, I'm able to put on I used to be able to put on one of Ed Fallon's old brown flannels. I think that would maybe be less of a shirt and more of a shawl for you. I don't know.
Well, it might be more like a necktie. But what I like is, I see the gold of the Capitol through my shirt, and that just means I have a heart of gold.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I've always said that, though.
Oh yeah,
I've always said that. Worthless on a desert island and heavy as yeah. So, but anyway, so Doc, tell me about Sturgis. I was in South Dakota on the first, as you know, for a lot less fun stuff, but I saw bikers everywhere. Everywhere.
They when we drove out, the original estimate was 1.6 million people, and I can tell you that estimate is going to be close. They haven't released the official numbers. The place I stayed is in a little place called Belle Fourche, and just as a history lesson, Belle Fourche was established by Seth Bullock, who is what the series Deadwood was about.
Okay.
And Seth is Teddy Roosevelt's brother-in-law. Right? He establishes this town, and while he's still alive, they say, hey, listen, this is a bustling town. We're going to get ourselves at our own reservoir. This is a giant reservoir. It's not as big as Saylorville, but it certainly is, 500-600
has
acres.
most of the water in western South Dakota.
It has most of the water in western South Dakota. And so we started out, and the camper was right almost touching the water level. I got out, walked 10 feet, throw my pole in, good to go. Throw my line in. I kept my pole in my hand. Right. So when we left, I had to walk, and I'm not kidding, a quarter mile to get to where the water was. That is how fast it drained in 6 days. And the people there that run it, they were worried that they weren't going to be able to recover the water in time so they could make it through winter.
Holy cow.
Like, holy smokes. That's how many people there were. You couldn't go anywhere. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, and you'd had to wait in line to go through a turn 4 miles. Yeah. Just sitting there, And so, that part wasn't that much fun. But if you rode away from where everybody was, it was a pretty good time. It was wild and crazy. You saw all kinds of people walking around, and the big thing out there were women on trikes. And that's I will venture to guess the majority of people out there were women, and a solid 25% of the motorcycles out there were trikes. And so that was a significant change. There was also a lot of idiots. So
yeah, you get more than 6 people together, at least one of them's probably going to be an idiot.
Yeah, well, and here's the Iowa connection. The first gal that got killed out there is from Ottumwa, Iowa, and is a dear friend of my cousin Debbie. So Debbie, I'm sorry for your loss, but she got hit by a drunk driver at 10 in the morning. I mean, how can you get that drunk at 10 in the morning?
Oh, Doc.
I'm sure you've seen that. I'm sure you've been that.
I could give you a tutorial.
Yes.
It is easier than you think. Well, I'm glad that the tragedy out there was, I think it got up to 6. I think it was
10 final. But keep in mind, if you have 1.6 million people from out of state descending on this a very small area, the fact that there was only 10 people dead really is, I believe, a miracle from God. You know, and especially as moronic as a lot of these people were.
Well, it certainly is something that it's too bad when things like Sturgis or other gatherings like that are marred by tragedy, especially if it could be prevented. We certainly don't want folks driving drunk when there's 1.6 million people who are available targets, I guess. Yes. But anyway,
now, how was your gigs?
Oh man, gigs. Oh well, one of them happened to be very successful and relevant to the show.
Really?
Because I met our guest, Dave Rogers, here over to the right-hand side of the studio.
Looks like he'll fit right in.
Right, at my gig at the Saints Beaverdale last Friday.
The only one without a beard is Maddie.
Yeah. No, it's well, you know what? And we're grateful for that.
Yes.
We're grateful for that.
Congratulations to Maddie. She's back in the saddle, and we are grateful to have her.
Yes, we are.
Thanks to Ryan for covering for Maddie, but we're glad.
Ryan was great, and I was glad to see him. He has a huge beard too.
Oh, I know. He looks like a Grizzly Adams now.
So Dave Rogers, I met him at Saints Beaverdale. He was having a cocktail and listening to a guy make snarky comments about 90s pop songs for a few hours, and we got to talking. And he said that he is with a national institute that studies and is engaged in public activism. He can tell us more about it here in a second. Centered around campaign finance reform, money in politics. And I said, I do a radio show with a partner of mine, and we would love to have you on. And he was gracious enough to come and donate some of his time. He's here in Des Moines helping to train folks, train volunteers, interns, and just all around people who are interested in this particular issue and politics in general. Right, Dave?
Right.
So Dave, tell us, before we get to the break, I gave you a little bit of introduction, but why don't you tell the people just a little bit more about you before we kind of delve into what we're going to be doing?
Okay. Well, first I want to thank you guys for inviting me to the this fabulous rooftop ballroom of the Merle Hay Towers.
Oh yes,
rooftop
that's right.
Ballroom.
Oh yes, awesome.
That's better.
And what's better than meeting a drunk liberal and getting him on the show?
Oh, hey,
there's nothing better than that.
Hey. I was the drunk liberal. See, this is how it goes, Dave. He casts aspersions on the guests, and I have to slap him on the wrist for it.
Well, thank you both.
Slap away.
You're welcome.
Any attention is welcome, Doc.
Well, go ahead. Sorry about that.
All right. So I'm with an organization called Democracy Matters, which is a 14-year-old nonprofit organization that was founded originally by an NBA basketball player named Donald Foyle, who played for the Golden State Warriors when they were bad, and now he works for them, and they're good.
They're very good.
And of course, being in the NBA, he made a fair amount of money, and he went to Colgate University, and his parents were both professors there, so he got kind of a good progressive education, and decided to spend some of his vast earnings on seeding an organization that centered around college campus organization, founding college campus organizations that would concern themselves with campaign finance reform and just sort of generally energizing college students politically, not partisan at all. We're obsessively nonpartisan. We work with all parties and all candidates that want to talk about and learn more about, hopefully, and take some action on campaign finance reform and getting big money out of politics. And with our end kind of game being publicly financed elections at all levels in America.
All right. Well, that's a great introduction. We're going to be back right after this break to talk to David Rogers. That's right. Right, David? Great. Because Lefty knows I'm terrible with names. So we'll be back right after this break. We want to thank all of our sponsors, Bertrosian Associates, Lubinas Law Firm, Halo Capital, Des Moines Interest Rates, .com, Des Moines Anesthesia PC at 515-574-6442. They do pain management as well as anesthesia. So if you have pain issues, and there is a dearth of pain management specialists here in Des Moines, that they're very good pain management specialists. They have offices here in Des Moines and in Fort Dodge. You can check us out at docandlefty.com. We should have a couple of blogs that Lefty claims he's written.
Yep.
And follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And boy, there's something else coming that we're supposed to be following too, but I don't get paid to know that. So we'll be back right after this break. Thanks everybody for tuning in.